I believe the best quarterback right now is Josh Allen. I think he's become the guy. For years, it was Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, Brady, that generation, once they went, Mahomes took over. The start of Mahomes' career was absolutely mind-blowing. The last couple of years, though, he's not been that guy, and really it's been Josh Allen. I think you can make a case for a couple of other people, but Allen's combination of freak show wow plays, like everything he can do with his arm, the cheat code that is his short yardage ability, like his athleticism, the fact that he basically does not take sacks. I mean, one of the lowest sack rates, pressure to sack rates you're going to find anywhere. Like utterly absurd analytics numbers behind him as well. I think Allen's the guy right now.
Sam Monson, friend of the show. Sam of the Check the Mic podcast with Steve Palazzolo and himself, Sam Monson, on Josh Allen, best quarterback in football. Which, I'm trying to think where else we do this. Where, who's the best? Like, who's got the most trophies? Like, That's not what that is. Because if you try to say Josh Allen's the best quarterback in football, I think that is correct. I think it's, again, like saying this, rings culture comes for you. If I say to you, I think the two best are Lamar and Josh. Like, whoa.
Right.
What about that guy? Well, all right. He's got rings. That's right. But individually, we've got 2 years of him not being better than those guys.
Yeah. He's not chucking up. There was a streak going. I think, did he break it at the end of the year? But there was a streak going of Mahomes not throwing for 300 yards.
Yeah.
They went
at the end of the year. That finally happened.
It was a long streak.
He had a full calendar year of not accounting for more than 2 touchdowns.
Right.
A calendar year of that. Which, like, who's the best golfer?
That's not what it was. It was he hadn't thrown for more than 2 touchdowns in a game, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe the combo of it, whatever it was.
I think it was 2 touchdowns. It was rushing and, like, who's the best golfer? Scotty Scheffler, right? He's ranked world number 1.
Yep.
And who's number 2? Rory. If Rory had not won this past Masters and got to number 1, you wouldn't say, no, it can't be him. He hasn't won a major in 10 years. You would never do that.
Right.
And if just talking about rankings of quarterbacks, like who's the best quarterback in football, you would say, okay, well, the way to do that is to figure out who is playing the best in the last 6 months, 3 months, 2 months. You might not want to say that Allen has a better Hall of Fame resume than Mahomes, and I would say, like, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, this isn't who's had a better career.
No, it's who's the best right now.
Right now, who's the best. And for that, I don't know how you could make an argument for Mahomes that isn't, well, he's got the most hardware. That's it. He's got the trophies. He's got the rings. He's got the playoff victories, right? He does have some really good numbers like late in games, doesn't he? Like fourth quarter situations, but the totality of what he's done for 2 years is kind of game. I'm not going to go fully on this, but like game manager-esque, right? He's not completing passes down the field. He's not putting up gaudy numbers. He runs the ball a bit, more than the statue quarterbacks, but he's not running it as much as Josh and Lamar are. So what do I have? I got a guy that's the only reason you'd ever ask, the only reason you would answer Mahomes, I feel like right now, is the feeling of, well, I have to. Because I can't realistically look at his last 2 seasons and say he's been better than either Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. I don't think you could do it. Last year we talked about how Xavier Worthy was getting open down the field all the time, and Mahomes missed him all the time. And how they're winning. How are they winning games? They're winning close games, getting a break here or there, and their defense, not that this should take all credit away from them, but their defense got amazing the last 2 seasons. 2 years ago, when they won the Super Bowl, they had like a historically good run of defensive performances in the playoffs. Remember, Mahomes beat the Ravens in an AFC Championship game, I think, without scoring a point in the second half.
That's right.
Punts.
They won 17-10.
Like, I'm not saying take his rings away.
No,
but
you're not saying he's not great.
Come on. Like, he's got a lot of help around him, and he's gotten some breaks. And again, like there's a clutch factor there with Mahomes that I do believe is somewhat real. Maybe it's overstated, but no, I don't. I think it's more about Mahomes than it is not being number one than it is about Josh. Right? Like, and it would sound more like the MVP debate of last year. I think if you really wanted to have a good conversation about beyond just who has more rings, about who the best quarterback in the league is, it's going to start sounding like the Josh Lamar debate for MVP, I think.
If Josh were to win the Super Bowl this year, would it be accepted to say he's the best? Would you see it more?
You'd probably see it more.
Because now he has one.
You'd see it more.
He won the MVP. If he were to win a second one,
I think you would see it more. And I don't know. Does he have to catch him for that to be if from here to the end of his career, Josh Allen was just going to be a better quarterback. From here to the end of their careers,
Does
Josh is better.
Super Bowls?
For him to get like the not the consensus, but the majority to recognize like no, he's better. Does he have to catch him?
No.
Or can he just be better? Can he just be better,
He can be better
over the next 7 years and have that be recognized?
Yeah, there are examples of guys that have fewer Super Bowls but are thought of as better than somebody.
You just mentioned the golf example. Like, Scheffler has fewer majors than Brooks Koepka. But
he's number one.
But who's better?
Right.
And it's not debatable, really, who is better. So maybe if he stacks a couple of more years and Mahomes stacks another year or two of no 50 touchdown seasons or approaching 5,000 yards, or the Chiefs not looking like this. I mean, they got Warriors comparisons at the beginning of their run here. Like, if they continue to look the way they've looked, which is more, scoring 24 points and their defense is really good and they take care of the ball, like that's not how Mahomes gets like, can you believe this guy?
Yeah.
On a week-to-week basis? That's not happening with him.
803-0550 is our phone number. I'm thinking about...
So, like, to me, the debate would be Allen and Jackson.
Right
now.
Let's do it. Let's play a little exercise. How many quarterbacks that have won multiple Super Bowls... this is going to get twisted, but I'm going for one name here.
I already know who we're going to... Who are we headed towards?
You don't know. It's not that.
I don't know?
It's not Eli.
Oh, okay.
It's the next one. It's Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger is undoubtedly great.
Sure.
I think Josh Allen's better than Roethlisberger was. Already.
Uh-huh.
Is that crazy? Is that nuts?
No, I think it's...
It feels like I'd be laughed at less for a retired guy. If you were to say Allen's better than Mahomes, like, get a ring or two first. You say it about Roethlisberger, I'm sure Pittsburgh would come for you, but Allen's better than Roethlisberger was.
Right.
And they have similar styles. Can throw it everywhere, tough to bring down. I mean, Allen's much more athletic, of course.
Much more.
But, it stems from however many, it might have been 2 years ago, where Andrew in Pittsburgh, I don't think he was even trying to make a statement here saying, like, Allen's like a poor man's Roethlisberger. It's like, actually, no, he's better. Mm-hmm. He's better than Roethlisberger. Mm-hmm. Like, as someone who's watched them both in their career, I feel comfortably want to say, like, he's better. And Josh has no rings, and Roethlisberger has 2.
Right.
So, I don't know. I like hearing Sam Monson say that. I want to treat the quarterback rankings a little bit more like the world golf ranking or the world tennis ranking. Like, who is the actual best? Not, we have to kneel at the altar of Mahomes because he's won more Super Bowls.
Right. It's how about you look like the best quarterback in football again without...
Who would have played better in that AFC championship, who would have played better in the Super Bowl if he got there? Allen would have done more than Mahomes did.
Done better.
He would have done better.
He definitely would have.
In that game.
Yep.
He would have been more competitive than the Chiefs were that day.
Right. So, I don't know. How does that sound, though, when you...
Walk out of Buffalo and say it?
Yeah. Right. Like, Buffalo and Baltimore might be the only two places in America where you're going to be able to get away with that and not sound like a crazy... I don't know. I wonder how Sam is being met with that. Like, he's better. Because it just does feel like in today's way you talk about sports, if the guy was just in the Super Bowl, it's not like he isn't still racking up accomplishments. He didn't win the Super Bowl, so it's a little different, but he's won 2 of the last 3 and he's gone to all of these. But I don't know, like if you watch the Chiefs on a week-to-week basis, you're just not you're coming away mad because you feel like they're not the same. That they're not as dangerous, they're not as good as they were at the beginning of this whole thing, but yet they still are finding ways to win anyway. That was what was so maddening about them last year. If they were winning, if they went 15-1 with Mahomes throwing 50 touchdowns and scoring 40 points a game, and the defense was good too on top of it, like you would be sick of it maybe, but you wouldn't be like pulling your hair out on a week-to-week basis like you were.
Yeah.
The pulling your hair out was, I'm watching them. I know they're not as good as they used to be, and they block kick.
It was terrible last year.
Ball hits Aiden O'Connell in the face. Just that's what was maddening.
That might have been the worst one.
That was worse than the block kick. It was a block kick from like 28 yards away. I mean,
listen, you have to make a play.
Tough to beat.
You have to make a play to block a kick versus the quarterback snapped it and the center snapped it off the quarterback's face.
Yeah,
because he wasn't ready in field goal range, and you recovered it. Hey, the defense made a play.
Right. The ball just fell to one of them. Or no, it didn't because it was 4th down, right? I don't even think it fell to a Chief.
I think it might have been 4th. No, I think it was.
No, it wasn't?
No, I think it was like 2nd down.
Okay, well, that's worse.
They were in range.